Hello, welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with Kirsten's Surprise. Chapter 3, To Town at Last. On Tuesday, Kirsten woke to the sound of voices. Except for the fire in the stove, the cabin was dark and cold that she could see her breath. From her bed, she saw the thick ice covered the little window. Peter and Lars still slept, their heads almost hidden under their covers. But Mama and Papa were up. They sat at the pine table talking softly. Kirsten stayed under her quilt and listened. "We finished putting up snow fences yesterday," Papa said. "I think we were just in time. It looks like we'll have another heavy snow soon, but I could drive into town today. Olaf won't need the horse. What do you think?" "If it's safe to go, you should try. One more hard snow and the roads will be blocked until spring," Mama said. "Will you pack me a lunch then? I'll leave as soon as the milking is done. I'll be back with the trunks before supper time." The trunks! Now Kirsten was wide awake. Her heart was pounding. Tomorrow was St. Lucia's Day. She would get the trunks just in time. She was out of her bed with a leap. She ran across the boards of the cabin floor and threw her arms around Mama's neck. "Oh, Mama, please, may I go along in the wagons to get our trunks? It doesn't matter if I miss one day of school." Pop's already pulling on his heavy boots. "There's too much snow for the wagon. I'm going to hitch Blackie to the sleigh. There's not much room in the small," said Kirsten. "But I don't take up much room," Kirsten cried. "It's a long drive. You'll get cold. Go to school with your brothers," Papa said. "But I want to go with you more than anything in the world, Papa." "Do you want me to come with me that much?" Papa asked. "What will you do?" "I can help you. I'm sure of it. I can keep you company so you won't get lonely," Kirsten said. "Please say yes." She thought Papa might scowl because he didn't like to be urged to change his mind, but instead he laughed. "You have a strong will, Kirsten, just like your Mama. You may come with me. Eat your breakfast and dress in your warmest clothes, then bring in the bucket of snow so Mama will have water today. I'll hitch up the sleigh and we'll be on our way. Hurry now." Kirsten hurried. She put on the 2 pairs of wool stockings, all of her quilted petticoats, her heaviest sweater, and a shawl. As she ate her pancakes, she watched Mama pack a lunch in the hamper and heat stones in the oven. The warm stones would keep Kirsten and Papa's feet cozy in the sleigh. The first rays of light came through the clouds as Papa bought the sleigh from the barn. Kirsten climbed into the sleigh beside Papa and Mama handed her the food hamper. "Here's your lunch, and I put a loaf of Christmas bread for you to give Mr. Burkhoff at the store. We might not see him again till spring. Tell him we wish him a happy Christmas." Mama stood by the gate and waved as the sleigh pulled down the road. "Take care," she called after them. Blackie whinnied and stamped. The harness bells around his neck jingled merrily. Kirsten laughed with pleasure when she heard the bells. She remembered the wonderful holidays in Sweden, the sleigh rides they'd taken to church and to the homes of their friends. Snow was falling as Kirsten and Papa left the farm. The snowflakes settled on Blackie's back as like moss and caught in Kirsten's eyelashes. Papa turned the horse east toward the small town of Maryville. Now the wind was at their backs. Under a fur blanket, Kirsten was snug by Papa's side. Papa's wide-brimmed hat was pulled low. He wore sheepskin mittens with high tops that came up over the jacket cuffs and a red scarf Mama had knitted for him. As they slid along, he began to sing a Christmas carol. His deep voice seemed to fill up his whole chest and to push ahead of them through the soft falling snow. Kirsten sang too. She was happy. In no time, they'd pick up their trunks and be back on the farm. Then tomorrow morning before dawn, she and Elizabeth and Anna would surprise everyone with the St. Lucia's celebration. Their plans were turning out perfectly after all. By the time they reached Maryville, it was snowing harder. The soft snow made caps on the tops of the fence posts, and they piled up on the shingled rooftops. Kirsten and Papa drove past houses, the church, and the sawmill, and stopped in front of Burkhoff's general store. While Papa unhitched Blackie from the sleigh, Kirsten watched the men and women in the street. She was glad to smell wood smoke in the air and to hear people greeting one another. Maryville was only a little town, but it had a happy bustle. Inside the store, the delicious scents of spices, new cloths, oiled leather, and sausage reached Kirsten's nose all at once. Mr. Burkhoff stood behind the scales weighing sugar. When he saw Kirsten and Papa, he wiped his hands in his white apron and came around the counter to shake Papa's hand. He gave Kirsten a piece of hard sugar candy from one of the glass jars. "It's not Christmas yet, but have a little treat," he said. Kirsten handed him the loaf of Christmas bread Mama sent. "Mama sends you a Merry Christmas greeting," she said, "and thank you for the candy." Mr. Burkhoff raised his white eyebrows. "Kirsten Larson, the last time you were in my store, you spoke to me in Swedish." Kirsten felt herself blush. "I'm learning English." "So you are, and you speak it very well too," Mr. Burkhoff said. "Thank you, Mother, for the bread." "We're going to pick up our trunks," Papa said. "Come with me," Mr. Burkhoff said. He took them to a big storage room at the back of the store. Wooden boxes and barrels were piled clear up to the ceiling. Mr. Burkhoff pushed aside some crates to let Mom, Kirsten, and Papa through. There by the back door, they saw two big trunks with Anders Larson painted on their sides. Papa slapped the trunks with his open hand, and the way he slapped the cows. "Well, Kirsten, here are things at last." Kirsten leaned against the painted trunk. She traced the flower planes with her fingertip. Sorry was in this trunk, right under the lid. The white nightdress and red sash she needed for St. Lucia's Day would be near all Mom's lovely weavings. And at the bottom of the trunk, there were heavy woolen sweaters, calves mittens, and those shiny brass candlesticks. Oh, everything was in this trunk. It seemed like an old dear friend Kirsten had met again after a long time. She pressed her cheek against the rounded top. "Papa, let's open the trunk now," she said. "I'm going to hold Sar. We're going on the sleigh ride home." Papa and Mr. Burkhoff pushed the trunks out of the door on the loading platform. "We'll open the trunks when we get home," Papa said. "We've got to get right now. It's snowing harder, and we have a long drive back home." Mr. Burkhoff squinted at the snow. "Maybe you folks should stay here until the snow stops, Mr. Larson." "Thank you," Papa said, "but I think we'll leave now before the snow gets heavier." "Don't get lost," Mr. Burkhoff warned. "This looks like it'll be a storm." He lifted Kirsten in the sleigh beside Papa. "Merry Christmas," Kirsten called back to Mr. Burkhoff as they drove the sleigh away from the store. Mr. Burkhoff's answering call was muffled by the thud of Blackie's steps in the snow. "Merry Christmas to you too." And that's the end of that chapter. See you later.